we disembarked our warships, ready to protect and serve. The enemy in the south are stuck fast. They won't dare move a half-step north anytime soon. But some still doubt our worth. They pissed all over our sacrifice. So many of our brothers gone. Even our warship, the King, who fought with us through hell or high water, scuttled and shredded, rotting at the bottom of the sea. Took it for granted. All of it. They let Otter's gold get to their heads. Even thought it could buy our pride. No one ever asked what we wanted! Now we chart a new course through violent seas. And now, lads, we sail!
¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? You helped me with a few errands. I'll show you the port where I grew up. We got a deal.
The former Kimona Navy commander, Derwin Pan, has officially defected, taking control of the Goyapos port city, leading to mass evacuations from the city's residents. Rumors around Derwin's assassination of the admiral have spread fast, indicating it's because of the intentional scuttling of the Kimona warship, the King. Breaking news. The largest hurricane to date has suddenly changed course and is heading toward Kimona. Residents of the war-torn area are advised to seek shelter immediately.
we disembarked our warships, ready to protect and serve. The enemy in the south are stuck fast. They won't dare move a half-step north anytime soon. But some still doubt our worth. They pissed all over our sacrifice. So many of our brothers gone. Even our warship, the King, who fought with us through hell or high water, scuttled and shredded, rotting at the bottom of the sea. Took it for granted. All of it. They let Otter's gold get to their heads. Even thought it could buy our pride. No one ever asked what we wanted! Now we chart a new course through violent seas. And now, lads, we sail!
¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? You helped me with a few errands. I'll show you the port where I grew up. We got a deal.
The former Kimona Navy commander, Derwin Pan, has officially defected, taking control of the Goyapo's port city, leading to mass evacuations from the city's residents. Rumors around Derwin's assassination of the admiral have spread fast, indicating it's because of the intentional scuttling of the Kimona warship, the King. Breaking news. The largest hurricane to date has suddenly changed course and is heading toward Kimona. Residents of the war-torn area are advised to seek shelter immediately.
we disembarked our warships, ready to protect and serve. The enemy in the south are stuck fast. They won't dare move a half-step north anytime soon. But some still doubt our worth. They pissed all over our sacrifice. So many of our brothers gone. Even our warship, the King, who fought with us through hell or high water, scuttled and shredded, rotting at the bottom of the sea. Took it for granted. All of it. They let Otter's gold get to their heads. Even thought it could buy our pride. No one ever asked what we wanted! Now we chart a new course through violent seas. And now, lads, we sail!
Welcome to another weekend of the Golden Lions Legion. Today we have the Thanksgiving special, and with the Thanksgiving special comes a prize pool and some follow-up events. So we've also got a different map format than we've seen so far. Should see something a little bit different today. Only 2 maps, but 4 total rounds today for this event. So it should be interesting seeing these players go back and forth between these maps. And we also have today, which should have been a 4-team format, but we have 3 teams that will be playing today. We're going to get a chance to jump into an interview here in a little bit with each of those 3 team captains. And so I am Modsix. I'm your streamer for these arena breakout events. And this is the most fun game that I've ever casted events for, because the accuracy allows me to use some real military terminology in my description of this, given my military background and experience in tactics in a real world environment. And it's so realistic that the real tactics actually apply. So I have a great time casting these events. It's exciting to see the best players and top creators out there in Arena Breakout kind of adapt their strategy each week to this format and kind of showcase those skills depending on what the rules are, right? So today, this is the Thanks for Giving Me the Loot event. our Thanksgiving special, and what we're going after here is loot, as you could have guessed. So it's going to be the top total loot from these teams takes the win today, and we are going to be playing on, like I said, only 2 maps, but 4 total rounds. So our format today will be farm and then armory. Then we'll get a 10-minute break, and then we're going to do it again with farm and then armory. And so in this format today, the players will have a chance to test their tactics and then get another chance on that map later on in the format to be able to perfect those tactics as we go. So interesting to see what the strategies will be, especially because, again, this is normal farm, and the players are going to be jumping back and forth from arguably one of the easier maps in the game to the most difficult map in the game with armory. So we're going to get into our interview with our players, and as we get into the interview, Lavinho was supposed to be playing with us today, but he is sick and unable to join us. And so today we have Sevou, Bossda, and SADE here with us. This is going to be a hot and heavy match. SADE, a known entity here, and then we have Bossda and Sevou, who this is the first time we've seen you on one of these Golden Lions Legion events, coming up against a storied player in Arena Breakout so far with SADE. Gentlemen, what do you think about hopping back and forth between farm, an easy map, and then armory, one of the most difficult maps? SADE, how does the strategy switch between those two?
I don't know. Probably I'm going to focus on armory more than I do for farm, because farm loot is going to be like 100k, 200k, something like that. It is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, it is not it for the tournament. So armory is going to be the game changer for this tournament, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. And Boss, the first time we've seen you on the event, we don't even know what the play style is yet, unless they've been keeping up with your content. So what are we doing today? Are we sniping, going with the FAL? What's the preference? Oh, missing your audio.
Hi. Sorry, I'm mute. Well, this is my first time to be here, and I would like to thanks to Arena Breakout. And this is my first time to play FPS in a mobile, so I will fight this game. So that's why.
Yeah, excited to have you here. And Sevou, how much are you playing regular farm these days? It's not something that we see a ton of streamers and content creators getting into.
Yeah, me and Lavinho have been practicing the last few days. Unfortunately, had to pull out due to an emergency he had today. We were very excited to play this, so I'll do it for him today only.
Yeah, playing for Lavinho. He's out with I think he's sick last minute, some kind of emergency. So wish he could be here today. But yeah, the loot being on armory. So SADE, you've got a few reps on armory, yeah?
Yeah. I just made like 2.2 mil profit, before this interview. So I've been training for it. We'll see.
You probably should have saved that 2 mil game for the event.
Yeah, I kind of wasted my leg. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And Boss, how much have you been playing Arena Breakout lately?
I think 700 hours.
Oh, woo! So first time you said competing in mobile FPS, but you got 700 hours in the game. So,
yep.
Sevou, what about you? You deep into the experience so far?
Sorry, one more time.
How many games have you played lately here in Arena Breakout?
Oh, we've been playing almost every day since the last week. We're still learning, but we're getting there.
Yeah, and bringing some experience from PUBG. We've seen PUBG mobile players do extremely well with their mechanics translating well to Arena Breakout. Well, gentlemen, I will let you get those loadouts ready to go, get the stream started, and we're going to get into some games starting off on farm. Thanks for joining us for an interview, and good luck in the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, we've got plenty of experience in our matchup today with Sevou coming over from PUBG Mobile. Boss telling us he's got 700 hours in the game. And if you don't know who SADE is, then this must be your first bit of Arena Breakout content that you've ever watched. We know SADE is going to be coming into Armory games with every key needed on the keychain, and his route just second nature at this point through Armory. We've seen lots of success from him as team leader and on different teams as we've gone through these events. And I'm excited to see some new players today. Make sure that you check out SADE's YouTube. You see right there on the screen, one of the most technical players in the game. And we're excited to have Boss and Sevou coming in here to try and compete, maybe take the top dog slot in today's Thanks for the Loot event. And as we want to spice up the format a little bit. We don't have any lockdown zone games coming to you today, but we are making it a little bit spicy with the prize pool. The prize pool today is $4,000, but there's a little wrinkle in there because the streamer that wins is going to take $2,000 of that and then is going to set up their own player games community event here pretty soon, a couple of hours, where they'll be adding to that prize pool for their own viewers. So be sure to keep up with whoever wins the event today. Follow that streamer's channel and participate as they go forward with this Thanks for the Loot event. So some real money on the line today. Couple of $1,000 in the pocket of the winner. So you know these guys are going to be taking the game seriously, trying to min-max every single bit of the route that they take across the map, the number of bullets, the space in the backpack to make sure that they can pull the most loot possible off of the map in each one of these games. So to hit the format one more time, this is going to be the maximum loot, the most loot kind of format here. So we're going to be counting up the loot from all of these rounds, and the team leaders, there's 3 of them today. We got Boss, we got Sevou, and we have SADE. And then the maps that we're playing, we're adjusting a little bit. Instead of 3 rounds, we're going with 4. So we have 2 hours of gameplay today. And it is going to be 30 minutes on farm, 30 minutes on armory. Then we're going to take a 10-minute break and then hop right back in and go 30 minutes on farm and then 30 minutes on armory. So a little bit more gameplay in the event today than the average. Excited for that. 3 teams instead of 2, which has been our normal. So we've got more people to be watching throughout the event. We're never going to be far from the action and the gunfight. And on farm, I expect to see these players sweep all the way across the map, try and kill everything on the map to maximize their loot potential, to include all of those other TAC Ops teams. And then once we get into Armory, they've got options. We should see the strategies vary a little bit more. We should see a wider variety of gun choices and routes and techniques, because on Armory, you can get all the loot you need from PvP and the gear that other players bring onto this map. But there's also all of those locked rooms and safes inside a bunker, and these guys being able to team up versus going solo today is going to give them quite a few more options when it comes to what they choose to do on Armory. But farm, we expect to see scorched earth. I expect to see these teams spread out, take over the entire map, and go for everything that's available, because we know there's less on that map. So they have to take every opportunity for every single coin throughout the entire event when we're on farm. So these players right now, they're going to be getting their loadouts ready to go. I don't expect them to go with the lower level gear or ammo, try and save some cash. These guys have enough experience that cash in this game is not a problem. So expect to see them geared up, ruining some people's Saturdays with these high-level teams going in with full gear into regular farm. And so, yeah, we'll be hopping into farm with them as soon as they are ready to go and queued into the game. what we're having them do is run their streams on a 2-minute delay so that we can sync everything up and have everything be as close to the exact second in real time. And we'll have the 30-minute timer going throughout each of these rounds, so you see exactly how much time they have left in the round. Now, in order for this loot to actually register on the scoreboard, in order for them to bank these points, they have to extract off the map. So only players extracting will have their loot counted. Just because it's in the secure container does not mean they get credit if they die or go MIA. So in order to make it count, in order to hit the scoreboard, they have to successfully find that red smoke and extract off of the map. So we're going to be hopping into the games here on farm with these players as soon as possible, and we will see if they're able to get that successful extraction and bank these coin and hit the scoreboard. It's going to be it's going to come down to armory, I think, but getting into farm, there are absolutely some opportunities. We've seen some close to 1 million coin extractions from teams on regular farm, but it's all about the RNG. They've got to pull something of high value out of one of the safes. They've got to get lucky there, or just maybe run into another tier 6 team. So we're coming at you every Saturday right now with these Golden Lions Legion events, where you get to see the best players, the top content creators, showcasing their skills on a variety of different maps. And this regular farm map that we see them start out on, we've seen a lot of people ask for Lockdown Zone, but this is an example of what it's like right when you hop into the game, the map and the game mode that you'll be playing as soon as you start playing Arena Breakout. So it's an indicator of what it's like for brand new players, but these are some of the best in the world. So we're just waiting on them to have the game ready to go, get that 30-minute countdown timer started, and for all 3 of these teams, Sevou, Boss, and SADE, to queue in to their first game here on farm. So that's what we're waiting on. We're hopping in with them as soon as it's ready to go. And I'm interested to see from the chat, who do you think is going to take it today? We have SADE, Sevou, and Boss just now queuing up, getting into farm here. And what are the opinions from the chat? What do we got? I expect to see some people saying SADE, but we haven't seen these other 2 play with us yet. So we're going to hop into farm now, get into the game with these players. Show me your predictions in the chat for who you think is going to take the event today. We've got 4 rounds going from farm to armory, then back to farm, and back into armory.
I don't know whose fan that is, but somebody has a loud fan in the background.
Hopping into the game here.
That's probably me.
Close to stables. We're going to see these players sprinting across the map to be able to get over to stables and farm, to these high loot value areas as quickly as possible and find anything at all available on the map of value. Moving into stables now with the team spread out.
So the key to this house, I can do it. Silver badge, we're at 2,000.
Expect to see all of these players loot every single thing here when we're on farm. There's going to be a little bit more decision making when it comes to what they loot and what boxes they choose on armory, but on farm you have to take every opportunity. Hopping in here with SADE now. I'm just gonna expect to see him be very efficient with his use of ammo, killing these bots, the AI. We see these players are spawned all at different spots on the map. There's a reasonable chance that we have 1 or more teams in the same lobby with each other as we get into our first game on farm. Boss now clearing through Grain Trade Center with his team. Easy hip fire
just normal farm, so.
And we notice SADE has Monarch on the team, another one of the regular players we've seen here with a high degree of success in these events here for Arena Breakout. Boss and team now working through the gunfights here in Grain Trade Center. They may have attack ops team coming from the south side of this, but all bots so far. And one thing you'll notice consistently throughout this event is that these players maintain momentum through the gunfight. They do not get pinned down. They're always moving, trying to maintain that positive momentum through the gunfight, keeping teams on their heels, but also sweeping through these AI squads, these guards at these points of interest as quickly as possible. They can play as many games in this 30-minute time slot as they can fit in, and so speed across the map, clearing across farm is going to be absolutely essential. SADE now easily clearing through Motel with his team, opening every locked door. We see Monarch there, leading SADE into this room. Multiple safes. It's all about how lucky they get with these safe openings.
Yes, sir. I just got an SSD. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you guys have to loot like everything because everything counts. You know.
Yeah, especially.
You don't have to pay money for the extraction range.
We see them scouring the room, looting every box, every safe, taking every opportunity. And now we see Sevou here in Motel as well, but struggling with that squad of bots, having to retreat to be able to heal. Broken arm, but significant health problem with every other part of his body. He's got to try and get this surgery kit in, but he's not going to have enough time. Continues to run out the backside of Motel.
This is a real
And he's chased down by attack ops player. That's no bot, and he goes down in the first game. Sevou struggling in game one, but plenty of time left. Boss still at Grain Trade Center.
Ayun, may barn na. Punta ako na yun, ah.
Going na rin ako.
Ano? Sunod ka sa Bossda, loot. O kaya kung gusto kong makakasal kayong dalawa. Sunod na kayong dalawa agad.
Now moving east out of Grain Trade Center. I expect to see quite a few teams run down the center road here and move slightly north or south to take gunfights, but try and take the most efficient path across the map. SADE now continues to clear through Motel. In now one of the rooms that is most overlooked. 4 drawers available here and the coat on the back of the wall. This is a first floor room. He gets a lifeboat key there. I'm sure he'd have preferred basically any other key. Too many players skipping this room with 5 good loot opportunities.
There's a player over there though.
Down the hallway on the first floor of Motel.
Hope that's not him shooting that shotgun.
You trying to rock, I guess. Right.
Do we just
not very much luck for SADE in that room. His team now clearing out of Motel to the north. We see Boss just south of stables, moving towards Motel now.
Going na ako, motel. Uy, may bumapa rin sa akin.
Continues to move south towards Motel. Sevou likely queuing into his second game here as quickly as possible. It seems like SADE and his team are slightly ahead on the pace here on the map, having cleared both stables and Motel, with Boss now just moving down into Motel.
Extra agad.
And today we should be counting all of the loot that comes from all members of the team as they successfully extract off of this map. So every player here needing to maximize the loot opportunity and the usage of space in their backpacks. SADE now with Trashy leading the way on the north side of this road. Team fanned out with plenty of space between them. None of them concerned about taking solo gunfights. So just trying to cover as much ground as possible. Boss now clearing through the first floor Motel.
sa akin.
Sounds like he's got the boss squad above him.
Sa akin.
SADE continuing to clear towards the eastern side of the map now. Likely going to hit Villa here on farm and then run straight towards the extraction point. Villa with another locked room, another safe, another jacket hanging on the wall in that locked room. So a few different places where there could be some high value loot here in Villa as the last point of interest.
Okay, maganda.
See him
Just
nading that Villa building now. Using that flashlight with multiple players clearing through these rooms. Trashy now leading the way again.
Marking extract.
Let's shoot, guys. Let's go.
They go straight to that locked door I mentioned. He's got a couple of rooms here to loot.
I'm gonna run a red house.
And you see SADE taking every opportunity to get those bullets reloaded, taking the opportunity to reload 1 and 2 bullets at a time as he does his searches. This is what it looks like to min-max every single second on the game here. He is always either moving, shooting, or looting,
Dalawang tong akin. Uy, ano to?
spending no extra time on anything else.
Pupula dito.
Recycling.
May nagpupula dyan, oh.
Boss with a relatively full backpack, but no crazy high value items in there.
That's a good one.
That's right.
Nice. Yeah.
That sounds like a.
Now, if SADE and Trashy are looping back and headed west again on the north side of this road, they may have found another TAC Ops team.
E5?
E5, yeah.
There you go, loot.
Yeah.
Loot that boy.
Yeah, there's another one.
See SADE nading now into this loading dock area. Teammates nading as well. Trying to get a view with this hop up to see if he could see any players, but he's got to watch out for that barbed wire below him.
There's like 2.
You know where?
One is
Definitely playing as if they have a 4-man team here in front of them.
that's a skill.
You just
You
killed
guys
one.
killed him. Yeah.
Yes. Is there still one more?
No, that was a skill.
Oh, okay.
SADE now coming up on the 10-minute mark of this game.
Let's grab this loot and skedaddle.
Yes, sir.
18 minutes and
No
45
keys on
seconds
red
left in our first
Come down.
30-minute round on
Let's get
farm.
out of here.
Head dyan, ah. Ilulutin ko lang yung pinatay ko dito at na ako dito.
Boss, still no luck with any major gold items
Oh,
for the
tara.
storage.
Meron ako 3K, meron ako 3K. Meron ako 3K.
Hindi tayo mag-out. Dudulo tayo. Out na tayo, agad.
Speedrun tayo, di ba? Kasi
Still in motel.
Meron yung ano.
Yung
Yung
Main bedroom.
Yung
okay,
main.
copy.
Imagine hopping into a relaxing game on normal farm, Saturday afternoon, nothing else going on, and you run into SADE, Trashy, and Monarch sweeping across the map. That is not a good day. Boss now taking every opportunity to loot here in motel, but coming up empty more often than not.
Yeah, the T
You guys-
is the only problem.
Monarch, put yours in the back. Put yours in the back. And take his.
Looks like they were able to down a relatively high geared team here. Able to pull some pretty solid value off of these players with those body armors. And one of the tactics you may see here is you may see these players trade their own body armor for what an opposing player was wearing, even if it's a step down in level. Because if you're wearing body armor you found on the map, you're going to get credit for that loot, but you will not get any loot credit for what you brought in. So a tactic we see here that may maximize the amount of space for loot value.
Yo, let's go.
See these players switching out body armor and using even their worn inventory slots to be able to potentially maximize every single slot, maximize that loot value. SADE now, having downed this team, plenty of opportunity to fill up the backpack.
Na ako, sige.
Dulo ka na.
Tara pre, sayang oras pre. 13, ano lang to?
Bossda now coming out of motel. Able to fully clear motel, and he's had plenty of looting opportunities and spent plenty of time doing that, but you can tell he is well behind SADE on the map. Sevou, having died in the first game, had to do a full reset and hop back in, and so with no loot value up to this point, unless his teammates were able to get off of that map with something. Sevou already in catch-up mode.
Okay, let's change it. But me and Trash, we are changing it. Monarch, do you want to change
SADE
it?
now at the extraction point,
Never mind.
making sure they have enough space for all of
inventory, so
the loot they're extracting with here.
either way is pretty bad. One of us gonna have to sell stuff.
A quick game from SADE, sweeping the entire map of farm, downing a team with tier 6.
Or screenshot, or do we have to screenshot?
I can screenshot the whole map.
Likely a lot more loot value than they expected. 313,000 just for SADE, with his teammates carrying full backpacks as well. Boss now clearing across the southern portion of the map towards the east through Wheatfield. Headed towards a first extraction of his own.
Palitan yung armor, pre, palitan. Wala na akong slot. Yung baril kong dala ko.
And with SADE being the first successful extraction and the ability to down a team that was well geared, looking like SADE is going to take an early lead in this first round on farm.
Tara guys, ano kasi may oras tayo? 15 minutes left pala, 15 minutes na lang pala, 15 minutes. Sinasabi sa akin dito.
Now, well past the halfway point in round 1, under 14 minutes left to go.
Naka-blue red na ako. Bini, bago lumabas yung mga players ka. Yung ano, Bossda. Ito, Bossda. Yan. Tangina, tama. Sakto yan.
I mean, this first game from Bossda, you know, closing in on 20 minutes for game 1. If he doesn't come off of this map with huge loot value, he's going to be struggling to catch up with SADE. Now, obviously, Armory throws everything on its head. There's huge loot value on Armory where you can close the gap. But if SADE's able to open, you know, 700,000 or 1 million coin gap on just farm, that's a huge advantage and mitigates the risk of potentially having your whole team wiped in bunker on that first Armory game.
Tara guys, ano tayo sa agad pa, makisa ulit tayo. Tapos ano tayo doon tayo sa ano, 3K tayo. Tara.
You see this team spread out all the way across the map right now.
Dulo yung ano, main bedroom.
Wala ako dun, wala akong susi.
Oo, meron ako dun.
These 3 teams playing for the $4,000 grand prize in today's event. and expect to see our winner from today's event hosting their own event with cash prizes for viewers to play in.
Ashi, lutin mo to, Ashi. Lutin mo to.
Open storage.
Ito.
Now clearing through Villa on farm. Boss following a very similar route to what we saw from SADE, but several minutes behind on the timer. Being very cautious here. And with this stop at Villa, Boss and team may be committing to a single game for their 30 minutes on farm, whereas it is very clear SADE is going to be looking to get in a second game and second successful extraction. Sevou now into his second game. 10 minutes and 45 seconds left on the round. He's going to be sprinting towards Motel here to try and maximize his loot opportunity.
Last game, but unfortunately we died. Your loot value still counts if you die, though. That's what some. Oh my god! What the hell is shooting you? It does. Well, can't have any loot value if I'm dead. I'm getting knifed.
Melee weapon out. All out sprint towards Motel.
Okay, I'm here now.
Map knowledge and teammates being a huge part of this game. We see Mackie in front of Sevou now.
We're running straight to Motel, guys.
It's and Collins making up the rest of this team. Some of these names relatively new, or at least compared to Trashy and Monarch as teammates for SADE. I don't think we've seen SADE's fourth teammate yet. SADE may only be playing as a 3-man.
Is that not us? Or is that not you guys? What the hell are these bots? Mike is still loud, Collins. I have it turned down to 40. Hold up. I'll turn it down more.
Sevou now moving through the second floor motel, hitting all of those locked doors.
That's better.
Expect to see him hit all of these safes, but he only has a little over 9 minutes to successfully get an extraction and get on the board.
Please give me something good.
320 left.
SADE now into game 2.
Is that a player? I can't really tell.
Moving towards that loading dock.
That's a
No, it's a bot.
Yeah, be careful. There might be players.
There's scabs inside the parking lot.
I'm gonna make a beeline for
We have 10 minutes left.
abandoned crate.
10 minutes left.
10 minutes? 10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
These guys moving very quickly
to Motel,
across the
and close
northern
the map.
portion of the
Take
map
that
here
shot
on
and
farm in their second game.
Yeah.
Expect to see a little bit faster movement
Very nice.
speed
I'm not
across the
stopping.
map in this second game, knowing they have less time available, likely headed
I'll make
to
a beeline
just
for
the highest
abandoned.
value points of interest in this one.
There's a player over there. Alright, never mind.
SADE, one shot, one kill, efficient with the ammunition as he runs down the road in the middle of this map.
Or may not have light.
Boss now at the extraction point, 7 minutes and 45 seconds left. With his teammate Ash, but waiting on the rest. Inventory's pretty full, but nothing particularly special in there. We see the teammate doing that slow walk towards the extraction point with the overloaded backpack. 35 meters to go, but valuable time ticking off the clock here, as a second game for this team would have to be absolutely rushed if they wanted to successfully get that extraction in.
Dami to.
Sabay tayo mag-extract. Sabay tayo mag-extract.
Okay, game.
Team now successfully on the extraction. They will get off of this map, but with less than 7 minutes left on our 30-minute round timer, chances for a second game are looking slim.
Motel agad, motel.
We see a loot value of 120,000 coin, but, you know, not nearly what we expect from the entire team of SADE, as SADE extracting personally with over 300k from that first game. SADE now into Motel. If he continues to move quickly here, taking close range fights with those AI. If he continues to move quickly here, he is going to be able to get off of this map. But he's got to be out of Motel by the 3-minute mark if he wants any chance of a successful extraction here. He could potentially take that southern extraction, but I believe that's a 10-minute countdown timer, and that is not going to work.
I'm going for the main guy. There's everyone. That's a scalp.
SADE, here's some footsteps.
Yeah, somebody did hit the safe in the street.
Must be the guy I just killed.
That is straight for evac. Gonna check it.
Continues to see those footsteps indicators, even though it looks like they've taken out most of the AI here. 5 minutes now left on the round timer. He's got to get in and out of here quickly.
Is it open?
I'm trying to...
checking Lake.
I forgot
Lake
this is
extract.
regular. Yeah. I forgot. I completely forgot about that extract.
He's got both the blue and red stems for that final sprint to the extraction.
Mac, you leaving?
Sevou now outside of Motel.
Okay.
I'll grab the suitcase. Yep.
Do you have the cash?
No, we're gonna go artificial.
Okay.
He's filled up most of the storage, but nothing of particularly high value. That's what we expect to see these players struggle with on farm, is finding those high value items. SADE coming up huge in his first game, downing a team with multiple players wearing tier 6 armor. It's going to be tough to find again, or for any of these other teams to find here on farm. Another factor that's absolutely in play here is these players coming into these games, you know, they're playing in public lobbies, and so all of the matchmaking rules for their accounts apply. SADE, Monarch, Trashy, having some of the most number of games on Armory, some high rank in this game, they may have an advantage in that their matchmaking is going to be higher rank, potentially presenting the opportunity for the other teams on the map to be wearing higher tier armor. So that's absolutely a factor when we play in these public lobbies, and having the highest rank possible ensures, or at least puts you in the best position to have higher geared players to play against on these maps.
I hope it's the big boy armor.
Yeah.
SADE now out of Motel, moving towards this extraction point. A quick extraction, over 2.5 minutes left in the round. So SADE successfully getting a second game in, and we see the update on the scoreboard, 880,000 coin for his team coming out of that first game. Expect to see a lower value, a significantly lower value for game 2, but able to add to that score with his second game and a successful extraction.
75k.
Add 75,000 from his own loot, plus whatever his teammates got off the map with there.
We can extract and go again how many times we need to.
I'm gonna put my screenshot on Discord.
Sevou now with less than 2 minutes left. Going to be unable to get back into another game and then also have that extraction count. And so a death in game one, limiting his opportunity to stack up the loot on the scoreboard for this first round. But remember, we have Armory coming in right after this, followed by a 10-minute break, and then another round on farm and a second round on Armory. So plenty of opportunity to build up the loot and build up that scoreboard.
I need to remove everything.
That'll do it. Coming out of round one on farm, none of these teams having an opportunity or enough time to finish out another game. And so SADE able to get 2 successful extractions from farm. Our other teams each able to get 1 successful extraction, and a huge outcome in game one on farm for SADE, having an opportunity at PvP with a well-geared team. That is definitely going to be the best chance for higher loot value, especially because we're playing on regular farm. And so going into Armory though next, our players may need to adjust the strategy. We saw some lower level guns from some of those guys in round one. Expect to see them bust out all of their highest value, highest tier armor, ammo, and weapons for these Armory runs. All of these players having experience in Armory, and so I don't think we're going to see anyone confused about where to go, but we've all seen SADE, and so it's going to be up to Boss and Sevou to show us what they can do on this map. Expect to see all of these teams head straight to bunker and not run around on the north side of this Armory map. With a full team, these guys are going to be confident going into bunker. We may have a score recap here, potentially some highlights from round one coming up, and then we're going to be hopping into Armory for our second round. 30-minute timer, just like the first one. We've got SADE, Sevou, Bossda, except our fourth team here today was supposed to include Lavinho and 3 teammates, but Lavinho unable to make our event today. So we have our 3 going up against each other for the $4,000 grand prize for today's event. The Thanks for the Loot event here, our Thanksgiving special. And yeah, some exciting gameplay in this first one. And we see the experience of SADE as he's able to very quickly move across the map, hit all of the key loot areas, but had the majority of his loot come from that one team fight and a well-geared team that he was able to very quickly down, loot up, and get off of the map in time to get in a second game. So expect SADE well in the lead here, but all that goes out the window with Armory, and that map able to provide a multi-million-dollar extraction in any one game. And so it could be 1 safe, 2 safe openings that completely change the lead as we go forward here. So the team's getting ready, hopping into Armory, getting their loadout, their armor, their weapon, their ammo ready to go, and working out what their movement plan and their overall strategy will be, given that they have quite a few more options on this map with much more competition, much more loot in the safes and in those locked rooms. So yeah, we'll be hopping in with them as soon as they're all ready to go. And yeah, yeah, so interesting to see some of the choices in game one. We should see some adjustments into game two. So let's check out our recap of round one, see what the overall score looks like, and what we've got with these players going into Armory. So from our first round on farm, SADE coming up big with 1.1 million in total value. Sevou able to hold out for second place, dying in game one, but 312,000 in total value. And Bossda coming up in third, 290,000. So both of these players having to close the gap if they want a chance at the win. SADE managing 1.1 million on a regular farm is pretty wild. So we'll check out some highlights from this first one here in a second. And yeah, SADE out to an early lead. And you hear this comment from me on a regular basis, but these formats where you have the 30-minute time limit, it's all about maintaining momentum across the map, not getting slowed down by gunfights, and very, very quickly moving from east to west or west to east. And we saw Sevou go down to that other player, a significant setback because he wasn't killed off with spawn. He was killed halfway into that first game. Bossda taking the same route as SADE's team, but just slightly behind him on the overall timer, which is what allowed SADE to get off the map with the big loot and get into a second game. All of these guys very efficient in clearing through the AI guards.
Let's go to Matzo. There's a player over there.
SADE demonstrating that farm is all about the route choice, looting very, very quickly, being efficient with your time. But Boss able to get off the map with that first extraction. It's not nearly as much loot.
That was the only guy that I heard. I'm gonna go hit that.
And the significance of that second game from SADE, absolutely huge, because, you know, when SADE comes off of the map after that first game with over 800,000 coin, he knows he's in the lead. He knows he's in the lead. It's unlikely that you get a chance to fight a team in tier 6 in a regular game on farm. So coming off of the map after game 1 with over 800,000 coin, he knows he's in the lead, but he continues to push, get a second game in, and add a couple 100,000 more to that total. We're going to be hopping into Armory now for round 2 with these 3 teams as Sevou and Boss looking to close the gap on the early lead from SADE with 1.1 million coins. So as soon as we can, we're going to hop in, start that 30-minute timer, and see how these players respond now that we're through the first round into round 2 with plenty more loot opportunity on the map with Armory. So yeah, they're ready to go. They've got it together, and all 3 teams at least seeing success in this first round. They know what they're doing. They know what the objective is, and it's all about whether or not they can win every single gunfight here, because unlike farm, a death in a game on Armory is a significant cost to their loot opportunity. It's highly likely they'll be able to get in 2 games, maybe a third. But if you die in one of those, expect it's going to be difficult to come out of this second round in the lead. And we've seen SADE, Monarch, Trashy, these guys on Armory before, and it's brutally efficient what they're able to do and how much loot they're able to pull off the map. So got the notification they started games. Given we're on a 2-minute delay, we should be hopping into the map here any second with these teams. As soon as we're able to, we're going to cut into the game and see what they're able to do on Armory. And you know, these players, I expect that they'll be hoping for a spawn that is as close to bunker as possible. The gas station spawn on Armory making that game last several minutes longer in most cases, and so the spawn luck is absolutely a factor here. The RNG associated with what's in the safe, what other teams are on the map, and what gear they bring onto the map is something, but that spawn location likely one of the most important factors for likelihood of success, or at least, you know, how quickly you can get on and off the map. You know, we've seen some wild extraction times on Armory before with sub 5-minute extractions, so we know it's possible to do very quick games. But with this format being maximum loot value, it's all going to come down to kind of pairing together that high-speed, efficient route, short game on Armory, but also hitting some of those most important safes and locked rooms in Bunker. So, yeah, we'll see what they choose to do as soon as we are able to start that first game. So we'll be hopping in with them as soon as they're ready. And after this game that we have coming up on Armory, after this 30-minute block of time, we're going to be going into a 10-minute break, give our teams a chance to reset and organize their gear, and then we're hopping into the same iteration of maps again for a second time today with Farm and Armory, each going again in our second half of today's event. So we're going to hop into Armory now with our 3 teams and see what they're able to pull off, see if any of our second or third place teams have an opportunity to take the lead here in this first game on Armory. And with Sevou now very quickly moving across the open area, having already cleared some of these AI guards, and you can see it looks like just an all-out sprint to Bunker.
Real quiet out here.
Moving very quickly to the southern portion of this map. As well, we see SADE.
Gonna peek at there, and then I'm gonna hit radar extract.
Getting a decent spawn here close to Bunker. Not the best, but definitely not nearly as bad as gas station.
Plays that radar. They're trying to
rotate. They're pushing radar small.
They can push us. They can push us if they want to.
I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, that one's
Shooting through the fence. Trashy now is down in the open area. SADE. This is why you carry smokes. He's going to smoke his teammates so that he can get him up.
Monarch.
Some early friction in the game for SADE's team. Now Sevou also looking to enter the bunker here.
Close it.
This area, while they wait on this door to open, is exposed, and all of these guards with a high degree of accuracy are going to push these teams. SADE now continuing to hold down that same spot. Having activated the bunker door, looking for an angle over the wall here to make sure he keeps the team safe.
I'm going to clear bots.
He's on the hill. On the rocks.
Give me a second, I'm trying to look for him.
Get inside.
Easy player up on the rocks.
I cleared all tank bots.
Okay.
Should be pretty close to the door opening now. They do have the door open. The team's going to file into the bunker.
Okay, I'll prioritize.
SADE, careful to make sure they're safe.
Let's hit the safes. Let's hit the safes. Someone at the safes.
We see a SADE and one teammate held down the door. 2 other teammates cleared all of the bots right in front of that door. So very efficient entrance
and red
into bunker so far.
I'm looting scouts.
Yeah, I gotta fix.
Monarch died or what?
I'm still middle. No, I'm still middle.
SADE with the easy headshots.
I thought FD pulled up.
Yeah. SADE's team nearly completely clearing bunker of guards already.
30 seconds on this.
Bro, just let me be,
Packing mags.
SADE just hanging out in the middle of the bunker here, completely exposed, taking gunfight after gunfight. Now he's got a bot right there by his feet, takes big damage, multiple broken limbs.
Yeah, chill.
Standing alone and unafraid right in the middle of bunker, as if there's zero threat.
Molly, once they
confident in his teammates to clear out any other threats.
We can rush them.
Mollying off door peak.
They may have another team here.
Okay.
SADE is pushed outside bunker now. It looks like they're gonna
One's on dirt path.
try and surprise a team that's pushing towards bunker. Sevou now inside bunker.
I'm pushing.
Dead.
Alright. Nice job.
That should be it.
SADE, while he was flanking around to put pressure on this other team, his teammates are able to down them all.
I don't.
SADE electing to reload before he heals
I
here.
have two smokes.
Okay. If you guys, bro, I have broken arms, so.
Go, patay. Patay.
Sa taas.
Sevou and team are in bunker, but plenty of bots left to kill here.
Shotgun. Umay naman yun. Nagamit yung BS kong puta. Ngayon pa ako matandami era.
One noticeable difference between SADE's team and Boss and Sevou is the speed and confidence that they clear through. And we see a player go down. Not sure exactly who that was, but Bossda now in the gunfight with these bots in bunker. That may have been Sevou that just died there.
Sakit yung shotgun, oh. Sakit yung shotgun, pre.
Boss not having any trouble here with these bots, able to time that perfectly and take no damage.
Baba na ako, ah.
Baba na. Tapos auto-extract, Bossda.
Copy.
Lahat ng safe. Ashi, unahin mo na.
Clearing through the basement here in bunker now.
Bossda, baka may susi.
Oh.
Ay, yung ano pala gamit ko, Ashi, ah. Ano mo, uwi mo kaya yun?
While there are footsteps all around him, those are on higher level floors, and his teammates seem to be taking care of that as he clears through the basement here, hitting every safe.
Oh, porcelain. Ako na porcelain agad.
Golden necklace. Huge loot value there in that safe.
Blast door.
Could be a major factor in closing the gap with SADE in the lead. Continues to pull loot from this room.
Okay, let me net head glitch first.
Any successful extraction from these teams caused that loot value to count.
He's in the close room, I think. Close room.
Tough deflection on the grenade there for SADE. SADE and Monarch now. Dealing with these players, and SADE goes down. That's a huge opportunity for both Sevou and Boss, is an opportunity to catch up and close the gap there. Boss with his golden necklace still up. SADE down, but his other teammates having looted quite a bit thus far into the game.
Paglutan natin kanina.
Pinanggalingin natin, pinagpasukan
natin. Isa lang.
Big opportunity to close the gap and potentially take the lead now. Bossda dealing with shots to the stairs, runs into another bot at the bottom of the stairs. Running for his life with both arms broken and significant damage to the rest of his body.
Finish ka niyan, wala kang pang bakbak. Likod.
Able to recover with the exception of those broken arms. Give himself a better chance in this gunfight, but he's got to get out of this corner and continue making progress towards the extraction.
Huwag tayo magpa-hold up. Ano? Pakpak na ng bot. Pick na lang, Bossda. Para mabilis. Habang maaga pa.
His armor, also, that armor durability, nearly at 0. These gunfights get impossible if his armor goes all the way to 0.
Slow up. May kalaban. Ano? Jump and shoot, Asi. Take cover! May sumarati mo. Uy, kagi. May isa pa.
You hear the excitement and strain on the voices of teammates as they navigate this gunfight, split up in bunker. Not ideal.
Try tayo rito.
The guards in bunker, notorious for shooting arms. If he peeks corners on these guards and he's by himself with broken arms, he's at significant risk of dying in the basement. Now caught in the reload! Gets out the gun just in time with the hip fire to preserve his life, but that arm broken again.
Disregard. Heal na heal. Ready cancel.
Frantically trying to get the heal in before more of these AI bots push his position. Both arms broken. Did surgery on one after the last gunfight, but it was immediately broken again.
Fix ka muna, Bossda. Ang bagal mo yun.
That golden necklace is huge loot value, but he's got to get himself out of this corner and make it to the extraction if he wants to bank it. Finally able to heal both arms here. Those footsteps getting closer and closer.
Importante yun, tol. Ginagawa natin yun kagabi.
Heals to full, reloading those 60-round mags. He's already in the basement. He needs one of his other teammates, if they're still alive, to hit the extraction on the second floor of bunker. That way he won't have to run all the way back up and then all the way back down. Looks like he's got 2 teammates still up.
Yung sa kaliwa.
Yung sa kabila. Are you guys unloaded?
Yeah.
Already? I'm checking this cabinet. They be having good stuff.
Sevou now.
Ready?
At gas station.
I got everything. Checking suitcase.
Believe this is his second game after a death in game 1. SADE now spectating his teammates as they move towards the extraction. Bots everywhere. Taking some damage here. Trashy. Monarch flanking around that final squad of bots. These guys able to get a successful extraction, but down their team leader.
Kinuha na yan, A1 lang yan, A1. H4 nga yan eh.
Bossda now finally bold enough to open the door and leave the safe space he's been in for the past couple of minutes. Got some footsteps there. Not even sure if he has... It looks like he's got 2 teammates still alive. Moving very carefully now in the basement.
Ganun din, hindi na tayo makapag-second game eh. Ano, mag-walk ka pa palapit sa kanya. Hindi niya pa mabulaga siya. May mga bot kasi, ang hirap pa.
That golden necklace is huge. He doesn't want to die, but that golden necklace by itself is not enough to take the lead. So hoping for some high value from his teammates here. Looks like he is going to go up the stairs. 14 minutes now left in this window. This could be the only armory game that this team is able to get in the 30-minute time window, given how slowly or how long it's taken them to deal with this threat. Very carefully now. He sees flashlights out in the hallway. And no backpack extraction might be the best opportunity here now for Bossda, because so much of his loot value is tied up in that golden necklace. He doesn't need the backpack space to pull this off the map. And if he's alone in bunker right now, he's going to have some serious issues. Sees flashlight, sees the team, rushes the door. He's got flashlights in his face and he goes down. Taking the chance there, trying to get out of bunker. Runs in to too much firepower. Blinded by the flashlights and he goes down. Sevou now also in bunker. 12 minutes and 44 seconds left in this round. And the only successful extraction we've confirmed is 2 of SADE's teammates.
Where is he?
Whoa. Naded us.
Highly aggressive run towards that door for Boss, but
I'm already low.
taken out quickly. Now Sevou dealing with a hailstorm of nades. Runs for cover into the room.
You're good?
Mackie trying to hold down the angle, goes down. Sevou now down a teammate.
You have to push out before you get naded, bro. Push out before you get naded.
Nades coming in, gas grenades on the outside of this room. They're backed into a corner.
Doesn't matter, you just...
More grenades coming in, one straight into the room. He tries to run out.
Oh man, impossible.
Taking all the damage, so many grenades, and he's unable to make it out of the room.
Cannot see anything. What is this luck we have right now?
Now with one teammate left, both arms broken. Goes down as well. Totally trapped. Running into the room for safety and then getting backed into the corner. Completely trapped and just nades for days.
Yeah.
His team's trying to reset now as quickly as possible, but with only 10 minutes and 45 seconds left, limited opportunities for loot. We may see one or more teams leaving this arena breakout armory 30-minute round with 0 loot value. Now, even though Bossda got off the map with that golden necklace in his secure case, his secure container, that does not count towards his total loot value because he did not extract successfully. Taking a look at that inventory, I expect we've got some jealousy in the chat. Look at all those guns, multiple golden lions, multiple golden necklaces.
Ano agad, armory agad, extra agad para makapag ano tayo. Wala na to, promise, ano na to, pan game.
10 minutes left now.
Daming error, pre. Daming kulang, walang briefing, walang sumasagot sa mga call.
Are we going to get matched today?
SADE matching up. Trying to get in a second game in half the time of game 1.
Ashi. Heal ka muna, pre. Heal? Okay na yan. 11 minutes. O, tara. Fast game, sana malapit tayo po maano.
Wala pala akong bug. Wala, hindi na akong bug, wait lang.
Boss now finally queuing up for game 2 here. Closing in on 9 minutes left.
Yeah, and Jay just said 10 minutes left.
Alright. Go. Oh, no.
Alright, someone hit the safe.
Gas station spawn, the exact spawn SADE did not want to see, as they only have 8 minutes and 50 seconds to get off of this map. Looking like a no backpack extraction is going to be the best option unless they're able to activate one of these extraction points in about 5 minutes.
Thank you, Trashy. You're goated. Players versus.
That's a scout, right?
Yeah, guys.
Go. Sounds like tunnel.
SADE very quickly moving now in the middle of the map.
Middle right now. Repacking.
At the radar tower here. Now another team has activated the first bunker door.
Behind blue fence, I believe. Careful.
Yeah, that might have been him. People on me. Up top.
And SADE now, his fourth teammate, we see FDLS right in front of him. An absolutely stacked team. Bossda now with just over 7.5 minutes left. Queuing into this game on Armory is going to have to be a quick one.
Tara, pilitin natin yung 1 minute. Dito tayo down.
That's this guy.
We're in a long thing.
I killed a guy in the hole.
Nice shot.
There might be more. There might be more.
Yeah, there is more.
SADE taking out the first member of the team that beat them to bunker, but already, even with the gas station spawn, SADE is already there. Looking like his teammate just went down. SADE cleans it up. An aggressive push.
Is there more outside?
Last one's in blue. T6.
I killed him.
Nice job.
SADE downs the last member of that team.
All right.
Even losing a teammate
guys,
here,
coming.
a real opportunity for loot because he's got all of the gear on that team that they're able to loot. They can switch out their gear and head to the no backpack extract and bank several 100,000 here with no issues. Waiting now for Monarch to support. He's got nades coming in though. Oh, those are all smoke grenades from his teammate.
Oh no.
His kills are coming. That's great.
I can't see what all these smoke.
Dude, what is this? But I can't even see them.
I can't see either.
SADE stuck in the smoke. Taking shots, has no idea where from.
You guys have 8 minutes. 7 minutes.
SADE into bunker now at this hop up.
Yeah.
Where are all these bodies you were speaking of? Okay, they're still on.
They're outside, hole in the wall.
Dude, stop wasting my time, you know. And my ammo.
SADE slowly but surely trying to corner this last bot.
Oi.
Where's trash at?
Where is Trashy?
Finally gets a chance to heal, waiting for that third teammate. Monarch covering as he heals. FAL with those M61.
Is there one inside or is
in the mag? That's what we expect to see from most of these players. The preferred weapon for Armory in these events.
Go in ASAP. Go in ASAP. Don't want you exceeding the time limit here.
Under 5 minutes left now in this game.
But Monarch, yeah, the bodies are where you're looking at right now.
Got about a minute to get that extraction activated if he wants to use one of the backpack enabled extraction points. Otherwise, he's going to have to run to the no backpack extraction. We see Sevou in the game in bunker. Not sure if he has an activated extraction or not, but very little time left to do so if he wants to get off of this map in time. 4 minutes left now.
Nice. Where's the key that I can open upstairs that has a safe? It's the first floor,
Sevou continuing to loot through the second floor of Armory. Potentially going for this extraction now. He needs to hit that extraction if he wants to get off the map in time. As a reminder, this format is the most total loot value from all members of these teams, but the loot only counts if they extract successfully. Sevou under a lot of pressure 2 broken body parts. Just over 3 minutes left to go.
Wait, go get back room safe, Mikey. Yeah, I'm going to get these other ones too. Just safe for it.
Footsteps everywhere around these players.
Check back.
Is it good?
Somebody check the
Up at the red room with that key card, but not a ton of loot in the backpack, and less than 3 minutes now left.
I'm still looting upstairs. We need somebody to guard where we came in from.
Grabbing the suitcase real quick. Has anyone looted coat room yet? 25k key.
Sevou stuck healing here for minutes. As he got stitched up by that bot squad.
Looks like a minute left.
SADE having no issue with his headshots. We'll see if he's able to get off the map.
I don't think that I will be able to take the...
Yeah, probably not.
Expect to see them
The
sprint to
hell
the no
above me.
Is
backpack
tank open? Is
extraction.
tank open?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah, get out of there. Yo, Trashy, try not to... Yeah, I don't think we should keep looting.
Throwing nades to cover his exit here from bunker. A minute and a half left now.
Radar is 50 right now. Radar is 50, 45.
Okay, I can take it, right?
You can
There's a
take
guy
it.
on wood, by the way, Trashy.
And it looks like they do have the radar station
Next
extraction activated. He's got teammates on the extraction point showing 45 seconds left.
Rush,
He may be able to make it just in time.
Down sa akin.
Bossda now looking to get to the extraction as well. Less than 1 minute left.
Papasukin natin yan. Boat.
He's got teammates clearing the way in front of him, and
I
SADE
thought there was gas.
is
They said
able
2
to make it
minutes,
to the
yeah.
extraction in the final seconds.
It was a move, not hidden there.
Gets off the map with
Nice,
just
nice,
over
nice.
30
Good stuff,
seconds
good stuff.
left on the clock.
Go out the stairs, give me 7.
SADE died in his first game, but his teammates successfully extracted. So able to get in 2 games that put loot on the scoreboard. SADE consistently getting through these games quicker than our other teams with Bossda and Sevou.
I hate these W1 canal bots.
Sevou, come with us downstairs.
She. Ayun na. 29, 28. Sige, go.
Bossda, the only hope of a successful extraction counting here is if our delay is off by around 20 seconds. As the timer runs out,
Good, laki yung mga nauwi nila SADE. Putik na yan.
Bossda now getting off the map. The jury's going to be out. It's going to go to the judges on whether or not his official time will count, or whether or not this extraction was within the time limit. We'll see in our recap if that extraction is going to count for Bossda. But SADE able to get 2 team extractions, even though the first one was short 1 player. Loot value of 0 for Bossda on that.
Farm ulit tayo, guys, ha.
Hoping his teammates got some loot off of the map that game. And SADE coming up big with 2 successful extractions, some deaths in both games, but this is all team loot value, and so he was able to get players off the map in both of those games, able to stack up some loot. We're going to need to see if Bossda had any of his loot count from that second game, and then Sevou dying in both of his first 2 games, unable to get off the map in the last one, and it all comes down to whether or not he had teammates successfully get off the map. We have our 10-minute break coming up. We're going to see if we do the recap and the highlights before or after that 10-minute break. But we'll have our break for these teams to reset, fill up the glass of water, and get ready for our next 2 rounds. This is a 4-round day, another round on farm, and a second round on armory coming up before our event is over. And it seems like SADE is well in the lead, but we'll have to wait for our score update. And yeah, let me know in the chat. We've seen some questions, but I want to see what your best suggestions are for the highest power to value ratio in a gun and its ammo. What are your budget combos that you use in these games to limit the risk you take onto the map? I want to see the epic budget combo, the MP5 and Dum Dum round, an absolute classic, but I want to see what you've got in the chat for me for those budget combos. And yeah, so we will we'll have our recap and our highlights coming up, our 10-minute break coming up here in just a minute, and then we will be back for another round, our second round on farm and second round on armory coming up here in a little bit. But yeah, some exciting gameplay and a clear difference in the results from farm to armory for these teams. Completely different tactics required, because in farm it's all about covering as much of the map as possible and giving yourself the best opportunity for hopefully some PvP like we saw with SADE in that first game. But covering every single square inch of the map is essential for regular farm to pull any value off of the map. And then with armory, it's much more about staying alive and actually making it to the extraction. I mean, with armory, we saw many more deaths. We saw deaths from each of our 3 teams. And it all really came down to whether or not they were able to survive the extraction point versus how much of the map they were able to cover, like we saw on farm. So these teams both, or all 3 of these teams, having done both of these maps now, will look forward to this second round and see what, if any, of their tactics change, their movement plan, the route they choose to take across the map. And even though we did see SADE, I mean, in his second game on armory, coming up with a gas station spawn, that spawn location does not necessarily dictate success or failure, as we saw him move very quickly to get to the bunker. And so this is what you should be looking out for as you see these top pro players on these maps, is look at their route choice, look at how quickly they move to their objective, because that speed and momentum is always a huge factor, as we saw in that second game from SADE, able to catch that team in the hole-in-the-wall entrance to bunker completely off guard because of how quickly they got there, losing 1 player but downing that entire team and giving themselves a chance at a decent loot run in their second game. So we'll see if they take a similar tactic. We'll see if any of these teams change it up in our second round. But yeah, so we should be having, I believe, our recap and our highlights coming up from round 2. Like I said, a 10-minute break here in just a minute, and then we're hopping into our second set of games, or our second iteration of the farm and then armory map. So we've got an hour more gameplay coming at you before we finish. These players going for top loot value and a $4,000 prize in today's event. All right, we're going to check out the recap here, look at our overall scoreboard. SADE extending the lead, but Sevou able to successfully get off of the map with nearly 1 million himself. And so for our armory game, like we said, if you know that map, there's serious loot value available. Bossda able to get 225,000 off the map despite some deaths and struggles in bunker. All of these players adding to their team totals, but SADE coming away with big numbers with 2.5 million in our second round. Jumping into some highlights from this round on armory. We see all 3 teams rushing to get to that bunker entrance, taking whichever side is available depending on their spawn. But SADE's team, with their fluidity as they move through bunker, was the story of real opportunity for loot throughout this second round of gameplay. Bossda getting into some high-intensity gunfights with some of these guards, and SADE trying to push that team entering bunker, dies in his first game, but his teammates still able to be successful. Bossda locked into this room for several minutes. And the highest loot value we've seen so far, that golden necklace, but dying and unable to get it off the map. SADE spectating his teammates, locking in some loot, and Bossda selling out, nades himself, gets shot in the face with the flashlight on the weapon, blinding him. Sadly losing the golden necklace in that moment. And then Sevou backed into this corner. You see the danger of taking cover in a dead end on Armory in bunker.
Last one's in blue. Last one's in blue. T6.
I killed him.
Nice job.
SADE with the map knowledge in those angles. Sevou taking the head glitch there as well. A ton of gunfights with other teams with guards in Armory. Map knowledge and timing coming in as a huge factor in that Armory game, with SADE, his teammates timing those extractions well, in despite deaths able to get successful high loot value extractions in all of their games so far. SADE with a big lead of a couple million coin now, and big time recovery needed from both Sevou and Bossda to be able to catch back up, but they have plenty of opportunity in our upcoming rounds on both Farm and Armory as we get back into these maps for a second time in the second half of today's event. We're going to be cutting to our 10-minute break now. Go get yourself a drink, get comfortable, and join us as we come back from this 10-minute break for round 2 on Farm and round 2 on Armory. Will anyone be able to catch SADE with the stacked team and the experience on these maps? We'll see when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
We disembarked our warships, ready to protect and serve. The enemy in the south are stuck fast. They won't dare move a half step north anytime soon. But some still doubt our worth. They pissed all over our sacrifice. So many of our brothers gone. Even our warship, the King, who fought with us through hell or high water, scuttled and shredded, rotting at the bottom of the sea. Took it for granted. All of it. They let Otter's gold get to their heads. Even thought it could buy our pride. No one ever asked what we wanted. Now we chart a new course through violent seas. And now, lads, we sail!
¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? You helped me with a few errands. I'll show you the port where I grew up. We got a deal.
The former Kimona Navy commander Derwin Pan has officially defected, taking control of the Goyapos port city, leading to mass evacuations from the city's residents. Rumors around Derwin's assassination of the admiral have spread fast, indicating it's because of the intentional scuttling of the Kimona warship, the King.
Give up! The port is ours! You shall be here! Away, you bastard!
Breaking news. The largest hurricane to date has suddenly changed course and is heading toward Kimona. Residents of the war-torn area are advised to seek shelter immediately.
We disembarked our warships, ready to protect and serve. The enemy in the south are stuck fast. They won't dare move a half step north anytime soon. But some still doubt our worth. They pissed all over our sacrifice. So many of our brothers gone. Even our warship, the King, who fought with us through hell or high water, scuttled and shredded, rotting at the bottom of the sea. Took it for granted. All of it. They let Otter's gold get to their heads. Even thought it could buy our pride. No one ever asked what we wanted! Now we chart a new course through violent seas. And now, lads, we sail!
¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? You helped me with a few errands. I'll show you the port where I grew up. We got a deal.
The former Kimona Navy commander, Derwin Pan, has officially defected, taking control of the Goyapos port city, leading to mass evacuations from the city's residents. Rumors around Derwin's assassination of the admiral have spread fast, indicating it's because of the intentional scuttling of the Kimona warship, the King. Breaking news. The largest hurricane to date has suddenly changed course and is heading toward Kimona. Residents of the war-torn area are advised to seek shelter immediately.
We are back. We're back after our break. I've refilled the coffee and we are ready to go. Hopping back into a second 30-minute round on farm, and excited to get into it with these players. As soon as they're in the game, we're going to cut right into it. And we have SADE in the lead right now with a pretty substantial lead. And it's going to be tough to catch him, especially if he does what he does, which is demonstrate consistency throughout all of the games and all of these events. So as soon as we hop into the game here, we will see if he's able to do that, if he's able to maintain the pace that he's on so far. Hopping back into a second round of farm. We have SADE already in Villa here, spawning on the east side of the map. We're right back into it. And SADE with a 2.4 million coin lead over Sevou. Bossda in third place with 516,000. A lot of work to do if he wants a chance to catch up to this team in the lead, as they're already moving towards the center of the map. Monarch way out in front, clearing the way. Sevou now moving across the southern portion of the map towards the back entrance of Motel. We see a significant change in the urgency of this team's pace. They know they've got some ground to cover, and he's already into Motel here in game one.
Yeah, they're pushing up close, like.
Team's usually only going to come around the back if they suspect another team coming in from the east through the hole in the fence. That may be what we're looking at here. Very careful check in this corner. Potentially, you know, they're here very early. Less than 3 minutes into the game and they're at Motel, and they suspect that there's already a team that's beaten there. SADE now taking out these bots as he moves in towards Motel himself.
You killed them? Nice. I'm looting main guest right now. So. Holy,
SADE with all of the map and loot knowledge here, but truly able to put together a god tier team. FDLS, Trashy, and Monarch, known names in
Moving upstairs,
Arena Breakout success. All 4 players doing their thing here, spread out across the map, covered as much ground as possible, looking to get these games in quickly, maximize their loot value, and extend that lead.
Don't worry.
How did I even get 50k? What the? Dookie water.
What is this loot, bro?
Not finding anything fancy yet.
Is this real?
Taking some shots as he runs out of the back balcony of Motel.
Yeah.
Teammates close enough that he will get some support here. Looking to change position and change the angle as the nades come in. Picks up the god tier head glitch and drops him with a headshot. SADE doing what SADE does out the back window of Motel, shutting down the competition.
But I'm swinging this guy. Give me a second. I could kill him.
Hops off the north side balcony here from Motel, looking to swing around and flank this player to the east.
Straight.
Dead. These guys T5, by the way.
Yeah. He was using like HK or...
SADE with another high tier PvP gunfight and a big loot opportunity coming off of killing this team on the southeast side of Motel.
Why you, bro? You can't say it. Stop saying that word. You have to just let it be like the unspoken. You know, not everybody's thinking about it. But I will say,
just keeping those teammates on the chat etiquette as he takes out these bots on the backside of Motel.
A lot of them are boosted legends. They like to climb farm.
Okay. They were
climb farm.
Yeah,
rat.
You notice SADE in the gunfight, never re-peeking an angle twice, always changing his position to maintain the momentum and the advantage in the gunfight. That is what I am talking about when I say momentum in the gunfight is absolutely key if you want success in this game.
Rest in peace, brother.
Pulls a few 100,000 coin in armor and equipment off of that player.
But Treasure killed one, right?
Yeah, he killed one.
Stayed with some big opportunities here in our first game. Second round on farm.
I found some orange juice. That's all I got.
Well, I'm kind of juiced off those kills, off that kill. I already had like, you know, a decent... Oh, there's another one on me.
Wala. Sakit ng bot, pinakaano ko po.
Dealing with remaining TAC Ops players there for SADE. Bossda now into Motel. And I see in the chat saying that SADE's team, the team that they just downed, was potentially Sevou's team.
May main ka, Bossy? Yung universal key meron.
If so, that's a huge momentum changer. Two of these teams going head to head in a gunfight in our first round on farm. Whichever team is successful takes a big jump up in the momentum for this round. That's a best case scenario for SADE, as any of the teams in this event are going to be coming in with serious value in their equipment. And so if one team downs another, they're able to loot all of that equipment from a top geared team on the map.
Andiyan na yung ano, nabuksan na tong safe dito. Ang bilis. Dumiretso sila dyan.
No luck on the first safe. Processor and an SAS not going to do it to close the gap on loot here. We need to see some big items.
Parang may tao ata sa likod, boss.
On likod.
Dito.
There's a cane there on the table. 15K typical value for that.
Time mo ko.
He's got to take everything he can get, but he's hoping for something big, something to change the pace of this game for his team.
Kaya nakapag-out na yung tao dito.
Nakapag-loot na daw kasi.
Kabuksan na nga lahat yung bilis.
Tata.
Empties out that room
Elites.
for about 20,000 in value.
No,
And
treasure kill
kill
one.
one.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
beginning.
SADE now about 10 minutes into game one. Looks like he is headed towards the extraction as quickly as possible.
Mark, what if I tell you that I'm going to play tomorrow with Trashy?
Then I'll be finding another teammate. It's that simple, buddy.
Okay. No,
Now,
I
what was
just,
your
I just, I
purpose
just
of
told
bringing
them.
it
I
up?
just told them. I just told them that I promised my boy Monarch. So, if he not kicks me, if it doesn't kick me,
Hey,
I'm going to play with him.
Sade's playing hard to get right now.
how about to say?
SADE and his team on a casual jog
Trashy already
to the
been a bit
extraction
of
point. 18
So-
minutes and 30 seconds left in this round on
a-
farm.
He got rose. But Trashy.
No, 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 no. He knows that I promise you, so it would be more pleasure if I play with you, you know.
He's
'Cause
about 1 minute out from his extraction. That's the near side
they're man of
extraction
favors, so
on the western portion of this map. The whole team is with him.
I think you got offense.
Monarch in his favorite motorcycle helmet.
There's nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
SADE downing Sevou's team in this first game, picking up all of that equipment for its value. We see Trashy with the thermals mounted on the helmet there. Waiting to see the loot value
Dude, our
that SADE's able to bring
farmers
back
are
from this
better than
game
our
one.
rates. How's that?
298,000 just
I mean,
on SADE. A
Plus you have, like,
huge
10
game for this team. Downing another high-geared team, a big advantage. Bossda now with his first extraction as well, keeping pace much better in this second round on farm, able to get off of this map quickly. Taking this southern paid extraction point in the middle of the map,
Goods na ako.
lowering the amount of ground he's got to cover before he gets to his extraction.
Tara, tara. Ano agad ah.
Tara.
Mag-set lang ako ng loot natin.
Successful extraction from game one.
Di na-record yung ano, boss, yung...
Needs big loot to
Nasip
close
ko na
the
si
gap here with
Sade.
SADE.
Kasama yun. Namatay ka na.
108,000. Hopefully his teammates have more to add to that total. But with Sevou dying in game one, Bossda able to potentially slide into second place sooner rather than later.
Mag-loot kayo kahit ano. Lutan nyo kahit ano lutan nyo. Pwede yun.
Not very much gear from those teammates. It'll allow him to close the gap, but Bossda still in third place. SADE out in front, 3.6 million, and he'll have his total from game one added to that.
Are you guys ready?
Yo.
Guys, seems like farm is better than any other map. Normal farm is the way, I guess. Loot trap is so bad, but
Team
you gotta get
SADE.
some loot. You still get some loot.
Queuing into game two now.
I'm ready. We're waiting for you, by the way. I'm just saying.
Plus 700k right there.
The thermal alone is over 500k. No matter what helmet you have with it.
Sevou all matching for a game at the same time. We may see another game with both of these teams in the same lobby.
And he had the IND 200, which is a 100k helmet.
They got like 2 mil off of that. I don't know.
I don't know why Trashy has a thermal.
Team Sevou looking for their first successful extraction in this third time period. Less than half of the time left in this round. 14 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
The refs know more than me about the game, so they'll probably notice it.
We may see an opportunity for another head-to-head gunfight between Team SADE and Team Sevou.
Yeah.
Armory, farm.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
That just.
If there's any delay between their timing, this might match up.
Dude, you remember when we played against in that Trova thing? Everyone played the map. Because
We see Team Sevou spawning on the far eastern side of the map. We'll take a look at the spawn location for SADE.
Yeah, but now it's like, you know.
Or Monarch.
The timing might just be off enough so that they don't end up in the same lobby again. That would not be ideal for Sevou as he's looking for an easy run here and an opportunity to get a successful extraction.
Are you serious, dude? Come on.
Did he get you?
Wait, you're dead?
Ratting warehouse.
We see Sevou losing a teammate early.
Sevou got one.
Sevou refrags for the teammate there. Significant pressure early in this second game, and he takes shots to his right arm.
I'm gonna get back until you join me.
SADE taking out these bots over in Grain Trade Center. Sevou now still alive.
He's wearing a T5S, so it's not like he's just taking the thermal alone.
Still dealing with this team.
T5 or T6?
Not sure if he's had the chance to loot that player he killed yet.
Oh my god.
Behind the warehouse. Yeah,
Sand path.
yeah, I can hear them.
He's on top.
They hear those footsteps?
Yeah.
On top.
I'm throwing grenade.
Is there more?
Throwing grenades, trying to maneuver on this team right now. Fakes the door.
Is this guy killed? Naked guy?
Grabbing Lomo.
I don't know. I got headshot with an AK, bro. Yeah, this guy had an AK.
Looks like his teammates took care of the remaining players. They've got some looting to do, but nothing particularly special on this one. The headset looking like the most value. Team SADE now into motel.
Do they not have a armory anymore or something?
Completed it.
Monarch clearing all of the guards in motel.
It's a good document.
I got it.
No.
Oh my God. It's so
no, this game is a scam. Oh, never mind. I cannot say that. I cannot say that. This game is great, but...
SADE and teammates
actors, you know.
having a casual run through farm right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do know.
Even though he knows he's in the lead,
Because
even though this is regular farm, we still see SADE doing the micro adjustment after he hits the loot button to be lined up with the most likely avenue he's going to be threatened from.
Oh, 1 minute ata delay. 1 minute.
Nasa akin pre yung ano, nasa akin yung nagsisend sa akin pre yung ano, yung oras. Sabihin ko naman eh.
Bossda now into his second game. Teammates in a gunfight.
Magbaburn na ako ulit.
Looks like he's looting in Villa here on the eastern side of farm.
Gago mo. Player na dito ang puta. Nag-glitch na.
No luck on the loot here in Villa so far. His teammates already over to stables and motel.
Nilip ka kaya maganda.
Pangat naman nun. Loot agad.
I hear some.
SADE now out of motel.
Over towards blue marker.
9.5 minutes
blasting.
left in
Hold
this
on.
30-minute time block.
About to go get involved. Is that a scar or a scab gun?
These guys moving quickly, potentially looking to get in a third game. They'll have to get off the map within the next minute or so to make that
I haven't
happen.
heard a good gun yet, so don't get your hopes up.
What is John doing? Stables.
Hmm? Oh, I was looting. I'm coming back. I was looting all the
Dude
tape
is
off
camping
the,
at stables, I guess.
off the
Yeah.
bots.
That's what I
Looks
got.
like they've got a gunfight up
Yeah,
here in
fine.
front of them.
All good.
Yo, tape is so expensive.
Teammates spread out across the map.
It's like 1k. It's like 1.5k.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Gotta collect it.
On the plane.
SADE now trying to find an angle.
This is a scab, of course.
Bruh.
Taking out some covert ops players,
Absolutely
potentially.
tuned out.
Might be bots. This is early in the game for covert ops.
Nice.
This dude had a pistol and a construction helmet on. Like,
Treasure dive.
Let's
by
go.
the way.
TAC ops players here.
hold on, what in the world?
Yeah.
SADE taking out the final one.
Is that funny? Is
Undergeared
that
players.
funny? Why are you laughing at it? That is funny, by
Yeah,
the
you
way.
just-
You got team meat. Dude was playing with Skevik, man. Holy.
Dang, with the thermals too?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Is it funny? Is it funny?
Was that like
These
a
guys
needle something?
casual as they wipe these teams and collect the
The
loot.
bodyguards are now on patrol? What is going... Dude.
Able to pick up a
Normal
key,
farm?
a couple of items from this one player,
guys,
but
this
not
map
too
is so
much
good.
gear.
Everyone has to play this map. Oh, Arena Breakout. I just discovered this game. I'm going to play it till the end of my life. It seems like.
Anybody have room for this?
High value gear on some of these players.
Room for what?
SADE now in his second match,
I got space.
having wiped a team in
I
nearly
can take
every
first
game
one.
on farm so far today.
Yeah,
I got it.
Please do.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys got everything, I guess. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, his
You were
back
saying
has some
something.
Stuff in
You
it.
were.
Looks like SADE committing to this game being his final one in this round on farm.
Patay dalawa.
Not much loot value so far for Bossda here. Searching through motel in game 2 for this team.
Sa gitna, nalutan na. Yung...
Less than 6 minutes left on the countdown timer. A ton of ground to cover. SADE's team showing a score of over 5 million coin now.
Stop it. Stop doing
Can't
that.
see with these refill goggles on.
Oh, okay, you're going for Monarch.
Okay. Where's Monarch at?
These guys having fun with grenades on the way to the extraction point now. At this point, just joking around on farm.
Let me get some.
What are you talking about?
Well in the
That's
lead,
sections.
and also knowing
We don't
get a
troll
cake.
around here.
that they have another round
these
on
streets.
Armory to potentially extend
some
that lead if they
professionals
keep
that are,
playing with this level of consistency.
Dude, we won't be able to
Be
play.
needing themselves.
We won't be able to play another farm round, so we'll just enjoy our time. That's what it is.
Yeah, they realize with less than 5 minutes
that's
left
what
in this
we're
round,
trying
they're
to
not
do.
going to be able to fit in a third game.
Comparing
And
those
so
with
just
Trashy.
having a little bit of fun chasing down
Hold on, everything's the
boss-
same except for how one more ergo.
patrol.
Oh, bro, move your ass, you know.
Oh no, you have better vertical.
Let's go to the back one so to see if the white one's there.
Sevou now rushing to max out his loot and get to an extraction. Still in motel, just over 4 minutes left.
Coming?
Leaving on the west side of motel here, looking like he's headed towards his extraction as we close out this second round on farm. Less than 4 minutes to go.
How much was the foul? Played at body.
I mean, the foul is nice. It has a 4x and everything, but it's probably like 40k.
You could probably do one.
Sevou with much more success in his second game
Huh?
compared to the
One-way
first.
smoke.
SADE now successful
like,
second
the upper
extraction.
body and then leave dude's ankles out.
Thanks for
Yeah,
asking,
okay,
OTK. We are
Magda.
just enjoying our time in farm. Farm is solid.
Yeah, WUS
It's a solid
bullets.
map. 126k. I'll take it. Oh, 65k for the main bedroom.
Another
That's a different
potential multi-six-figure
Oh,
extraction
that's
for
it.
Team SADE. Remember, though,
Different one then.
a
Maybe
secret document for any of these teams could
Reality?
throw
I don't know.
the competition on its head. We still have 30 minutes left on Armory. We see Boss using this paid extraction point again. 1 minute left until the extraction. Plenty of time left in this round. And Sevou getting his extraction in as well. 2.5 minutes left. All three teams getting off the map successfully in their second game here on farm.
Let me just try and get out.
40k.
42,000 for Sevou. Not going to be enough to do it. Hopefully his teammates carry more value from that raid.
Ay, padala ako tan. Hindi kaya. Nag-exceed na yung limit ko. agad.
Bossda now covering those angles as they wait the final 20 seconds for this extraction.
Pwede ako mag-command. Meron akong universal key.
Pwede, sige lang, go lang.
Man's got full on
Pwede ako mag-command.
competitive mobile gamer gloves.
Sa Slucy, importante yung Slucy. May command key na sa Bossda. Oh, sige.
Able to get off of this second game, this second map successfully here
Kasabay nila si
in 11 minutes and 1 second. Needs a lot of loot value
Ano
to
lang, yung
try and close the gap with the teams in front of him.
tuturukan mo ng susi. Tuturukan.
Mga 60k lang ako.
60,000 in loot value. Again, coming in just short of Team SADE. Looking like SADE's going to continue to extend that lead unless one of his teammates had a huge item off of game 2. Less than 1 minute left. None of these teams able to queue back into another game. That will do it for our second iteration. 60 minutes we've spent on farm, and we'll be going into our last round on Armory. SADE looking like he just continues to extend that lead with some strong teammates and a strong performance in round 3 for today's event. So we'll take a look at the game recap here in a second as the production team pulls together all of those screenshots to calculate our total score and our final score from that third round on farm. So yeah, farm, I mean, one of the things that is a huge swing in the momentum is SADE taking out Sevou and his teammates there. We've talked about it throughout this event, but the best opportunity for loot is if you are lucky enough to run into another high-geared team and you're able to pull all of that armor, the weapons, the ammo off of those players. That's where the most loot value, the most loot potential comes from on regular farm. But as we saw after round 1, we get into armory and there are multiple different options for where that loot value can come from. But our second and third place teams are gonna need to do quite a bit in this 4th round if they think they can catch up with Team SADE. Seeing these 4 players demonstrate so much consistency throughout today's event, over 5 million in loot value so far, generating big numbers in every single round. Somehow figuring out how to get hundreds of thousands of loot in coin off of the map in nearly every single regular farm game. So people say there's no loot value on farm. SADE's proven you wrong right now, pulling big numbers off of that map with 2 teams in Sevou and Bossda that need to do a lot of work in this last round if they think they can catch up. So as we have the team calculating the score, we're going to see our recap. We're going to see some replays from this 3rd round, and we've got all 3 of our teams putting together their armor, weapons, and ammo for our final round on armory. And I see some questions in the chat about max equipment value. We'll check on that. It's not something I've seen or talked about up to this point in the stream. So as far as you can assume, the scoreboard is as correct as it can be. So we'll get to that and we'll clarify before the end of the match. But all of our teams need to get ready, get geared up, and get into their games on Armory. We'll check this recap here and we'll look at some highlights, and then we'll get into our final round. SADE with over 5 million coin in loot. An impressive amount of loot if you're just playing to try and generate that bankroll. SADE playing in an event around these rules and trying to get these games in as quickly as possible, still able to pull off huge loot value. I mean, any player, any team would be lucky to pull that much money, that much value off of the map in 90 minutes of gameplay so far. So let's take a look at the recap from round 3. Some impressive numbers. We have SADE pulling 1.6 million coin in value off of normal farm in 30 minutes. This team with the winning strategy, Bossda able to come in second on this round, close the gap on Sevou just a little bit with 328,000, and then Team Sevou successfully pulling 295,000 coin off the map in 30 minutes on farm for our 3rd round. Some highlights from this 3rd round on farm. We saw a big team-on-team gunfight between SADE and Sevou at Motel in this first game.
I don't know why he sprayed it like that. There's 2 of them.
Good one.
Easy gunfights, taking those angles, keeping Sevou's team on their toes that time with changes in the angle, perfect head glitches, and perfect maneuver. SADE downs Team Sevou. Bossda gets a successful game 1, but not enough loot value to close the gap on SADE.
That's goated.
We see SADE seemingly able to find every opposing team on the map and win the gunfight. Bossda constantly looting, but not having any real luck with big items. from this third round.
Importante yung skills ko, may 1K na sa Bossda. Oh, sige.
60k lang ako.
And farm, known as one of those maps with, you know, regular farm not having huge loot items, SADE somehow consistently pulling big value, averaging 800,000 coin per run for his team on regular farm, clearing the map each time. And Sevou and Bossda fighting for every single bit of value, every point on the scoreboard that they can, but falling further behind in this third round. We're going to be hopping into the game on Armory as soon as we have the 30-minute countdown timer started. The last opportunity for our second and third place teams to try and chase down the God Squad of SADE and, you know, 3 teammates that have proven their value throughout the day, with these guys consistently spreading out across the map, taking out teams in groups of 1 or 2, and maintaining their momentum in every single game. So PvP is clearly where the money is on farm, especially if you're not playing Lockdown Zone. Armory, like we've mentioned several times here, lots of opportunity for loot, but got to take some additional risk, and we've seen everyone in this event struggle with some deaths in just about every game on Armory so far today. So we'll see if they improve their results in the gunfight. We'll see if SADE is able to maintain his consistency that he and his team have shown throughout the event today. And, you know, Bossda and Sevou have some significant ground to cover, but it's absolutely possible. If we see a secret document in this final round, the entire competition can be thrown on its head. Sevou could close the gap in potentially a single game if the loot RNG goes way out there in his favor. So it's got to have some serious luck if he wants a shot at the win here. Team SADE way out in front. We're hopping into our 4th round, our final round, 30 minutes on Armory. Armory, all of the potential, but all of the risk here, as the bots have 0 delay on engaging and remarkable accuracy. Sevou spawning over near the hospital tents, headed towards the bunker as quickly as he and his team can make it inside.
Wait, so did the game that we got the lion count since we were like 15 seconds too late? No, I think it counted.
Yeah,
These guys going through this hole in the wall here, going to activate the door.
They said stop.
Look to clear the guard squads in front of them so they can have a successful entry into the bunker.
Trashy, give me a second. Yeah, I got you.
SADE spawning up near gas station, moving very quickly towards radar to get all the way across the map.
H4 at there should be a hole in the wall as well.
Who's playing with MK?
That's a hole in the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
I can see you, by the way, from the...
These guys, high likelihood of being in the same lobby now,
Is it gas?
as they're calling out a team at the hole in the wall, and that is where we saw Sevou trying to make his entrance.
Takbo na, diretso mo dyan.
Dalawa dito, dalawa.
They gassed it.
Taking on all of the players here at radar. SADE all the way up top. Bossda making his way towards bunker as well. Our first opportunity here to see if these teams are in the same lobby.
Mid inside if you can. I'm mid.
What's up?
These guys pretty spread out, but covering each other on the high ground here in the middle of the map on Armory.
I just got some AR-30 or something.
See the chat from Trashy marking the location of these teams and calling out the tier 6 armor they've got on.
He's on the hill with you guys. Trashy.
I'm going to radar.
Monarch over at hole in the wall.
Hiding right
Killed
now.
one. Yeah, killed one in blue.
Let's take our time.
The level of coordination on this team, you hear the comms,
Josh, you ready?
all of the call outs, aware of each
I
other's
don't know what sniper
positions,
he had, but he just went to
where the threats are.
Or FD and then just went to me.
Grenades out here on top of radar. Push in behind the grenades.
Oh, they needed me.
SADE carefully checking
there's
these
one
angles.
or two left
Looking for
in
threats.
the hole in the wall.
Just one.
Where was he shooting at from?
No clue. Someone just died.
Somewhere on the hill with you guys.
These guys well established on this high ground. Monarch push forward towards hole in the wall.
I'm not sure.
Gas coming.
Got footsteps behind them at radar.
He's medical. Or getting shot at by medical.
I'm going to hold it like this.
Did he just kill himself with these nades?
Yeah. I heard a death sound. Was him? Should be him. Double check blue room.
SADE checking corners as he reloads.
Let's
He
turn off
did
this
need
music
his
for
help.
now.
What a guy.
He's a goat. Yeah. Yeah. There's like a T5 kit inside.
SADE now holding down the
Where's
middle of
that
the map
photo?
as his teammates clear space.
Did that team Holo Noir get inside yet or no?
You are holding wall.
Sevou's team likely inside bunker
yeah,
now,
red door.
and
Red door? No.
the timing
Yeah,
matches
team over
up, so
there.
SADE may be following Team Sevou into this
Not gonna lie,
bunker
I wasn't paying
on
attention to that, so.
our first game on Armory.
I don't
Trashy
think-
was shooting it earlier.
These guys holding these angles and very carefully making their approach. The death in game one would put any team at a disadvantage. SADE, even with that big lead, he knows how quickly the lead can go away if you're not successful.
The boy's going nowhere out there.
Tower. Treasure tower.
Bossda now down, being rescued. Threats in front of him, running into some significant friction here on his approach to bunker.
Basag ako sa ano?
They down that player. Solid loot value here off of this. Six and a half minutes into our round on Armory. Only one team able to get inside bunker so far.
May armor yan, pre.
Bossda slowed down now by all of the healing he needs to do after that gunfight that nearly knocked him out of this first game.
That's great now.
SADE now still just outside of bunker.
Are you sure? Just play a lot.
Oh, dude, I'm so bad, Monarch. I'm so bad. I am so bad. You feel me?
Were you with?
Missing some of those grenades. Looking to keep that tower suppressed as he hears those footsteps and he gets taken out. SADE
And I got beamed.
going down in game one. This is the best opportunity these other two teams have had to close the gap and maybe regain on Team SADE. As we have Sevou well established now inside of bunker. SADE getting headshot through the tiniest sliver of a gap as he approached that tower. Sevou now clearing through bunker in two-man teams. Now the whole team here looks to be together as they are not taking any chances Their best opportunity so far.
Whoa, someone got me.
And Sevou goes down. One shot from across the inside of bunker. Bossda looking like he's headed towards the extraction. Potentially our only team leader looking to have a successful first game on Armory. Bossda with his teammate looting another player out here. The only team not under serious pressure right now. Sevou now spectating his teammate.
Below? Where is he at? Oh, no.
Still an opportunity to pull some loot off of this map with Mackie on the second floor of bunker.
Below you. Yep.
Taking an angle on the stairs here. Being very careful with his team leader down. A little bit late to that gunfight, but successful hip fire. He jumps the corner, downs the player, does not see any more footsteps. SADE spectating a teammate as well. Inside a bunker here. We may see, this may be a gunfight between Team SADE and Team Sevou with multiple players down.
Mark, hit the switch. Hit the switch, and you channel to basement.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna drop my bag over here. I just had to hit these ones first.
Tense moments here in bunker. Still have not confirmed if these two teams are in a gunfight with each other. Easy headshot in the basement.
Outside for too long. That's bad.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We had like 4 different objectives going on.
SADE's teammates now trying to salvage everything they can from this game. Coming up on the halfway point in our 4th round here. Our last round. SADE with 5.3 million. Well out in front.
Yeah.
But dealing with some frustrations and some struggles here in this first game. Easy work clearing some of these guards up top. Looking to activate the extraction point here. Checking on the loot in red room.
You can hit the safe room.
Yeah.
Sa kabila na lang.
Bossda now looking to finally make it to his extraction point. How many bodies can this team loot in one game? We haven't seen a ton of action from these guys, but based on the loot, they have killed multiple different teams. Folds the stock on that SVDS and packs in as much loot as possible. These guys just casualing up the storage in the background while our other teams deal with some spicy gunfights over and over again.
Tara. Radar tayo, radar.
That's a good kill.
He's wearing all of your stuff.
Hoping to see a name on these dog tags here. We see Sevou now taking the hip fire. Or Mackie laying it down as he clears this entire bottom floor. Lobo and Mackie now moving towards the extraction point. Just under 2 minutes left. Coming up on our halfway point here. Under 16 minutes left in the final round here on Armory. As we see, it looks like these teams are not in the same lobby.
To say the least.
Kinda.
Able to get to this extraction finally here. The final player on Team SADE. They're going to be able to pull some value off of this first game, but much less than if they were extracting with their 4-man team.
It's coming, by the way, Monarch. Do not sleep.
Is it?
Wake up, yeah.
Mackie saving the day for Team Sevou while Bossda loots body after body.
Yo, you can stand right next to this.
Yeah, I'm on there right now.
30 seconds now left.
You can move forward.
Trying to hold down this extraction point with footsteps in all directions.
A little bit more.
Standing in the smoke. With the updated, expanded radius here on this extraction, opening up some new opportunities for a safer spot to stand. Makes a solo extraction here at Canal much more feasible. 5 seconds now.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Successful extraction for his teammate. Able to pull some value off of game one. It will all come down to whether or not Sevou and Bossda can, maximize their effects in this first game and very quickly get into a second one.
M2 in the face. And I thought that it was... That was M4, you know? That's weird.
Boss still in this game. Needs to extract quickly if he wants a shot at a second game here. Now, finally looking to enter bunker. This would definitely be a commitment to a single game in this round.
Saan ka na?
All right, looking to hit the extraction point now.
Ay, meron pa nga. 1 minute.
Might have lost a teammate there as they cross the open area. Feeling some pressure from the west here. Having to slow down their run for the extraction. His teammate goes down. They lose some serious loot value. But if he's delayed too much, he will not have time for a second game. He sees where that bot was just shot from. He knows he's got players over there. His teammate is down. He's got no way to salvage any of that loot safely. $4.5 million coin as the gap he needs to close. This is not looking likely now. We've yet to see a secret document in any one of these events. That is looking like the only thing left that could save either one of these teams. Bossda able to get out of there, pulls the knife out, sprints across, trying to get to his radar station. extraction point, but he's got threats on the way in. Dealing with these threats quickly. Both arms broken now. Stays in the pocket, in the open. Barely keeping it together, but hitting his shots. One step closer to this extraction point.
Ano, pre? Patay ka? Camper eh.
Empty magazine caught in the gunfight there. Multiple limbs broken.
Ay, gago!
Able to get off the map in just the nick of time. 18-minute game. Dealt with every threat on the way to the extraction point. A huge extraction here. But his loot value's got to be incredible to stay competitive.
Dala ko kanina. Binaba ko doon.
200,000, not going to be much to close the gap there, but a big win. Being able to get off the map successfully, get to that extraction point. SADE now into his second game. Just over 10 minutes left in this round.
I might have just one-tap one as well. He had an A95, not sure.
Potentially downing a team there at distance. Looks like they have two players from this opposing team down. SADE not letting off the gas at all. Shot in the back, continues to push through, downs one player.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Kills the player in the corner, slicing through this team in his last game on Armory for this event. They transition right to taking care of all of those AI.
Did you kill another?
Yeah, I killed two.
Yeah. Okay.
Just loot them, just loot them.
Dropping this team with ease here and getting right into bunker in this game.
What is this loot? Yeah.
Takes an AN95 off of this player. Some pretty big value early in this second game for SADE.
We have less than 10 minutes, by the way.
I'm gonna pull a switch.
No.
Wait, I'm literally on the opposite side.
SADE headshots all day. They close the door behind him. SADE looking to run out here and get every little bit of loot possible.
Pulling off. One guy. Two guys. They could be thermal gaming with all these. Oh, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Looking to meet his teammates over here on the other side.
Okay.
Did they get inside?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
There should kill some. You can take a slow one, coming, Trish. Kill them too.
Leaves his backpack outside there to loop all the way around.
I made it there.
SADE now rushing through bunker. His team clearing most of the way already.
Okay.
SADE runs a quick loop through bunker and heads back out. These guys aware of the time left. Just under 7 minutes to go in this window.
Finally.
SADE now runs all the way back around to his backpack. His teammates clearing out bunker. These guys have 6.5 minutes to get off this map. Plenty of time.
Let me help you guys with the looting.
Where the shots came from, that was
Sevou now into this game. Just a couple minutes into his second game here. Only 6 minutes left on the timer. These guys are going to have to really move to get to an extraction point, as they do not have any luck in the spawn here. These guys all the way on the opposite side of the map from bunker.
You gotta get something good or
5 minutes.
Ako naman, papick naman ako.
Aware of the time here as they really rush to give themselves a shot to add to their loot total. Bossda had the same situation, sprinting to try and maximize any opportunity they have in these last couple of minutes.
Akin yun. Uluan ko yun. Akin yan.
Pahingin na lang pinkilos. Di ako nakadala pinkilos, kagi.
Team clearing in front of him here.
Okay.
But they're concerned there may be another team over in that direction. They see dead bots.
You got the juice. Damn. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it.
SADE now back in bunker with his teammates. Looking to activate the extraction point here. 4.5 minutes left in this round. Nice and easy, giving himself an extra minute on that extraction timer. Clears out some of these final guards here. He's got plenty of time. By pulling all the ammo out of these mags, he's given himself the best opportunity to maximize the loot value for each space used. Able to find every last little bit of value. Looting the bots for their ammo. Filling up the rigs inside of the backpack. The master at Arena Breakout Tetris.
We have 3 minutes left.
SADE now looks to bring home the win in his final game here. Less than 3 minutes left on our overall 30-minute timer. These guys closing it out with just over a minute on their extraction. Looking casual. Looks like was that a golden plate sitting on the ground as well? These guys with big loot value coming off of this map for their final game.
3 minutes.
Well, I already hit extract, so we're good.
I'll loot the boss.
Somebody looted down here.
Sevou now as well, looking to get off of this map in time. But with just over 2 minutes left, if they haven't already activated the extraction, they're going to be struggling here.
Ako, bingi ako. Nung dumating ka, wala na siya. Naka-EK doon.
Bossda as well early in this game, but late in the 30-minute window. Under 2 minutes left. closing in here in the final 90 seconds of our round on Armory. SADE well out in front, over 5.3 million before this one. His team able to pull big value off of this map. We saw it was either a plate or a teapot on the ground there. With the quick game on Armory, SADE 586,000 by himself. We see Sevou now looking like he is just barely in time, hoping for a couple of seconds off sync so that this game counts. As we're in the final minute, he has less than a minute left to extract. Unfortunately, unless he's got a secret document or two in the storage or one of his teammates' backpacks, it looks like it will likely not be enough. These guys holding their positions on this extraction. Grenades coming in. 20 seconds left. He's going to need to get back on the extraction point here if he wants to make it. His teammate goes down. 10 seconds. Looks like he's off the extraction point. They may fail this extraction. He does. Not back on the point in time.
5 seconds. Come on.
Looking like only one teammate is going to be able to get off the map here. And Sevou goes down in the final seconds. A tough end to this event for Sevou and his team, as it looks like only one player from his team was able to get off the map. And the time runs out here on Team Boss as they are still on the map at the end of our countdown timer. And we see the perspective of the enemy team as they close down the hopes and dreams of this team on this final extraction point. We're back, an intense final round on Armory with huge loot value for Team SADE. As we've grown to expect, he comes away with the victory by a huge margin. SADE consistent throughout the event, able to pull a weirdly high amount of loot off of each of these farm games. And I think a major factor in this is that when you have a team full of top tier players, you end up with a matchmaking rating that gets you into games with other teams that are more likely to bring high value loot. And SADE winning that one gunfight, you win a gunfight against another team in this event, like SADE did, with him taking out Team Sevou on farm, able to pull all of that loot off of that team, creates a big margin in some of those games. And so, huge loot for SADE, no matter the map. And a big final game as they were able to time it perfectly and get out of the game, successfully extract, pulling what is likely more than $1 million in loot to add to his total going into that final round of 5.3 million. So we will be getting into an interview with our winner. We're going to take a look at the recap from our final round and take a look at some replays before we end the stream for today. So we've got a little bit more coming at you. And SADE able to come away with the biggest cash prize, the biggest prize in a Golden Lions Legion event so far, that $4,000, with some caveats added on to that, and that SADE will be doing an event in the near future for his viewers. So make sure you subscribe to SADE's YouTube channel following this event, and make sure you do not miss that. We're coming up on our recap here, coming up on our replay, and then we'll get a chance to talk to SADE. And one of the things that I plan on asking him is, what leads to that level of consistency where he's able to find that loot value on every single game. Now, we saw they took some deaths in a couple of those games, but every game they were able to successfully get some of their team off the map and maintain the value out of that game despite those deaths. Not every team was able to successfully do that, and part of that strategy made sure that they did not get locked down as a team and lose the entire team in a single gunfight. So let's take a look at our recap from this final game on Armory and see some of these highlights from round 4. We've got big loot value, 2.5 million in total value for SADE coming out of Armory, 204,000 for Bossda, not nearly enough to try and approach Team SADE, and Sevou struggling with multiple deaths and that final extraction failure as they were pressured in the final 30 seconds for that extraction. Struggling to get off the map in this final round, but SADE coming away with big value in this final round on Armory. We're going to take a look at some highlights here. And what I was mentioning about that matchmaking rating is these guys have high rank, and that high rank, not necessarily your gear value, contributing to your matchmaking rating, may present some opportunity to play against some better teams in this event. So checking out some highlights here. No shortage of gunfights on Armory as Team SADE clears across the high ground in this first game. Those shots at mid-range and the accuracy. Huge opportunity, but SADE, as he approached the tower here, one shot to the head. We saw that happen a couple of times as Sevou goes down in a similar fashion, but teammates able to get the value out of this game.
That's good. That was unfortunate.
SADE, despite getting taken out in this first game, able to get back in the game after his teammates extracted. Bossda with a heroic run to the extraction here, taking threats at all angles, deals with everything, high ground, low ground. He takes care of it. He gets to the extraction in an incredible solo effort here, but despite these heroics, unable to get enough value out of that loot. Solid gameplay from Bossda there, but not enough loot value to close the gap. SADE here just murking this team as he pushes around the corner. Shot from a couple of different angles, but a successful 1v2 there. Uses the enemy gun to continue that clearance. SADE with crazy accuracy on his side here in this clearance of bunker. And Sevou in this final extraction, absolutely heartbreaking in the final seconds as they're taken out and unable to make that successful extraction and put some points on the board in this final round. Our overall final loot value for Team SADE, an incredible $7.8 million. His expression in our photo here says it all. You know, what else do you expect from one of the top players in this game? Sevou and Bossda putting up the best fight they could, both achieving over $1 million in loot value, but nowhere close to SADE as he pulls off some records here in our first 4-round event. A huge loot value for the team. Can't say enough about those teammates as well and the value they bring to this kind of strategy and this kind of format. But SADE with a big number at 7.8 million to take the win today. Now we're going to get a chance here in just a second to hop into an interview with our winner by a big margin. All right, let's hop into that interview with SADE. We're going to ask him about that consistency and how he's able to pull so much value off of farm. Not even lockdown zone, regular farm. A huge performance here today. Waiting on this connection here as we get into an interview in a second. And again, the format for today, the prize $4,000.
Yo.
SADE, a huge win today. 7.8 million. That might be a new record for one of these events.
Dude, it was like higher than 7 mil when I played for that tournament with Trashy as a duo, you know. We played farm today, and I guess it could have been over 10 mil if it was like all armory, 2 hours straight. We had breaks, we had like different maps, so it could have been way higher than that. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you did pull a crazy amount of value out of farm, even though it was regular farm. Did you realize that in one of those team fights you downed Sevou's team?
Yeah, it took me a while, you know. It took me a while, and when I saw his dog tag, oh, it was Sevou. And they were red, and I don't know why, but it was funny. I got red at at first, but we got the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, coming across teams with some big gear and armor on in farm is pretty it's probably the best opportunity. So but yeah, armory, the performance super consistent. Is the strategy consistently just to get to bunker as quickly as possible?
Yeah, for this tournament, that's the strategy. You have to get inside the bunker ASAP, you know. But if you got outside, there were not so many teams, you know. The no-back extractions are option 2 when you play against other teams too, but we had to play for the bunker. We were not as consistent as usual, but we still made it somehow. Thanks to my teammates, because everyone is experienced in my team, and it helped a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that because you have such deep experience on the team, you guys could play a little bit more spread out. And so even though you did take some deaths throughout that, the whole team was never pinned down in one place. Was that kind of spread strategy? Was that part of the strategy to make sure somebody got to the extraction point in case you ran into some deaths?
If I have to be honest, I have to say that it was spontaneous, you know. We didn't want to go like that. We were trying to stay together, but it's how it occurred, and I got headshotted by AX-50 at the end. We didn't aim for that.
Yeah, that like just threading the needle with the X50 from the tower. We saw that. That's tough. There's no warning there. But hey, congratulations on the huge win today. And folks, if you don't follow SADE, search SADE999 on YouTube, and that is where you will be able to see him demonstrate this kind of gameplay. Congrats, man. Well played today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
All right, SADE, you know, the intuitive tactics his teammates demonstrated today, being just close enough to be able to support each other in the gunfight, but just spread out enough so that if one player goes down or one player gets cornered, that's not the entire team pinned down and taken out by nades. Always kind of guaranteeing his team the opportunity to get off the map successfully with some amount of loot. Remarkable consistency throughout the game today, throughout the games today from Team SADE. And we got to thank Team Sevou and Bossda for joining us today, and hope that Levinho is able to recover and get back with us, and we see him on a future event here for the Golden Lions Legion. And if you haven't downloaded and played this game yet, go get it on the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. Hop into these games today, and that'll give you a little bit of insight into how impressive it is what SADE was able to accomplish with his team on the games on Farm and Armory today. I'm Modsix. I'm your caster for these events. I will be back with you again next weekend. So we've got more of these events coming up. Let us know in the chat, in the Arena Breakout Discord, what you want to see from these events. I can promise you the organizers, the developers, they are definitely listening. This is one of the most open and communicative teams and development teams from the game that we've seen, that I've ever seen in mobile gaming. So there are opportunities to make that contribution in the Discord. So hop in there on Arena Breakout's Discord today. And thanks to the production team for an always excellent event. Thank you to Arena for bringing us a game that is so much fun. We're going to end our broadcast here. And thanks for joining us. We will see you on the next one. Make sure you join us next week.